Alright guys, it's Marianne and I'm going to do my first cooking video. I might have done one like a couple years ago, but this is actually going to be my first real one that I'm going to try to do good.
I can see that perfect.
Good! So I'm going to be making a pie crust. And this pie crust is very basic, and you can use it for a lot of things. I've used it to make quiche, and another thing, which is what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to make dinner, and we call these chicken things, for lack of a better word. And basically you use the crust and you put it in muffin tins, and then you fill the crust with whatever you want. We usually put in some chicken, a little bit of a sweet sauce we make, and in rice you can put corn in or whatever. So basically this first step here is going to be the pie crust. And there's only 4 items that you need in this pie crust. Whole wheat flour, salt, oil, and milk. And that's it. Now, for first of all, and
a big giant bowl.
Yep, you do need a big giant bowl. For the whole wheat flour, the first time I made this recipe, I used 100% whole wheat, and that was it. It still turned out, but if you have this, it's called whole wheat pastry flour, and it's by Bob's Red Meal. This stuff here. This works a lot better. The dough is less dense, and you get more muffins out of one recipe. So highly recommend this, but if you don't have this and you have 100% whole wheat, you can go ahead and use that. Alright, let's get started. Alright, I hope you can see this. Should work out. So first thing is first, you need 2 3/4 cup of whole wheat flour. Again, this is that pastry flour. So pour that into a bowl. And then you need 1 teaspoon of salt. Yep. Throw that in. And then
pour that in.
Basically whisk this real quick. Just to make sure that the salt gets in there. It's all mixed around. And then you needed a 1/2 cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of oil. So what I did is I filled the milk first to a 1/2 cup, and then I filled to the cup with the oil. So then you pour that in, just like so. And then it might be better to, use the mixing spoon that Angelina has, because this is going to get kind of gloppy real fast. So let me borrow this. Should have used the mixing spoon first instead of the wire whisk. I always forget that part. Okay. So it's going to get kind of dry, but don't fret. It will come together really good at the end. And this is kind of one of those doughs that you're just going to have to get your hands dirty and mix it by hand after a while, because it's not always going to come together. So at this point now, I'm going to go ahead and get my hands in there and sort of mix it around.
Hey, can I do that? Can I do it?
Nope.
Why not?
Just make sure you get all the flour in and mix it around. Okay, once you have your dough all together, we're going to roll it out like we're making cutout cookies. So we place that down on some parchment paper, and then get another one for on top, and then you're going to take your rolling pin and roll it out. One suggestion that I was reading,
a rolling steamer that is called
the steamroller.
Yeah, it's called the steamroller.
Nina likes to call it the steamroller. And anyways, one of the good helpful hints I was reading is that you put your rolling pin in the freezer for about 10 minutes before you use it. So I did it.
It's all flat made.
Yep, it's getting flatter. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take something that's a little bit bigger than the whole of a muffin tin. Because we're gonna push it into, this is what it looks like. I've already done 4 of them. So you're gonna push it into that. So you're gonna need it bigger than this circle here. And this just turns out that this cup that we have is just perfect. So then you're just gonna make circles with the dough, like so.
Just like that. Just like how we want it. That's a room that is close by me.
I'm just gonna do it all the way around the dough. This dough, when you use the pastry flour that I used, it's really easy to use the scraps and then bind them together with your hand again and roll out the dough again. I noticed when I used just the whole wheat flour that did not work out so easily. So just a helpful hint there. So then you're just going to peel this back and you're going to take a circle and then just kind of gently, so it doesn't tear the dough, push it into the muffin tin.
I want to.
And what we do now is you make the filling. And you don't cook these until you have the filling inside. And then you're going to cook the dough with the filling.
I'm a good helper, aren't I?
You are.
Can I use the rest of it?
Alright. So there we are. 1 pan of muffin things. I am now ready to show you the inside of the quiche. Like I said before, I'm making 2 separate pans. One is going to be a bunch of little quiches, and the other one is going to be chicken for dinner. So here's the quiche. What I did is I cracked 5 eggs, and then I whipped them up with the wire whisk. And then in here, this has corn, broccoli, spinach, cheese.
I need to wash my hand.
Okay. Okay, go in the bathroom. And sausage. So I mix that all the way around. And yeah, and now I'm just going to pour the eggs inside here. And mix it all around. Alright, so here's what it looks like when you mix the egg in. And I'm just going to pour this mixture into these muffin holders. Alright, and here is what they look like when they're all full. They will puff up a little bit when they cook, but not too much, so these shouldn't overflow any. And I preheated the oven at 350. And I believe these bake around 20 minutes. I will update at the end to tell you exactly how long. One thing to kind of keep in mind too with me and cooking, I kind of just throw things together and kind of hope for the best. So with this quiche, I mean, if you have any like leftovers, I would totally toss it in with it. All you want is just to make sure that there's enough egg in there, and then call it quiche. Yeah, so again, I don't measure anything. I just, like I said, I toss it in and then we cross our fingers and hope it works out in the end. So yeah, that's the quiche, and I will show you the end when they're finished. And the quiche is done. It did cook for closer to 30 minutes instead of 20. And the way you know that it's done is you take one and you cut it in half and make sure that the egg is all cooked in the inside. I'm very paranoid about eggs, so maybe 30 minutes is a little too long for some, but I just want to make sure that it's all cooked. And so yes, Here is your little baby quiche, and I cut it open and it's all cooked inside.